What's up, chess fanatics? Welcome to round 88 of the Rapid Chess Challenge. Hope everyone's doing well today. It is Monday. We're here to play some chess. Let's do it. Currently rated 1592. We got an opponent 1574 out of Azerbaijan. We'll open with d4. He didn't like it. So we're going to find a new opponent. 1634, Saudi Arabia. I don't know that I've played anyone from Saudi Arabia at this point in time. Going with the Caro-Kann. Okay, so we will develop the bishop, get the knight out, continue our development with e6, knight to c6, probably go bishop d6. We'll go bishop d6 first, unless our opponent comes down and tries to pin us, for example. All right, opponent hits us with a check. We're going to be bringing the bishop or the knight out to c6 anyway, so no issues there. You know what? Let's just gain a tempo on the bishop here. See if we can prod him into capturing. No such luck. We will castle. Bit of a wasted tempo there. Got some free development, I suppose. And yeah, okay. I will play h6. Let's see what he decides to do. We'll pre-move a capture just in case. Okay, so he doesn't want to go for that. We'll just continue with our plan. We'll get the rook out to the c file. And yeah, we'll just take her from there. Okay, we're going to play b5, just grab some space. And now we may look to just get rid of this bishop here. Let's see what his thoughts are. Okay, we'll develop the rook. We'll try and keep ahead on the time a little bit here if we can. Position appears pretty equal. We'll pre-move this capture just in case he decides to take it. Okay, now what if we... Okay, I'm going to take this. I'm going to move the queen away. See what he's planning to do with his bishop. Okay, is he going to give up his bishop for this? Maybe what we'll do is try and create an imbalance at the cost of a pawn. Maybe not the best move. Okay, so I think that this is the best move from our opponent. But I feel like we just had to shake it up. I get bored in some of these positions. While it doesn't lead to probably the best performance, I think it keeps it a little bit more interesting for me. So we give up a pawn, and we'll see if that'll create some open lines for us somehow. Okay. We'll see what our opponent's plan is. Does he just bring the rook over, for example, and then look to take a pawn? Okay, that gives us time to bring the knight over. We'll defend these squares and attack the rook. Okay, so we'll bring the knight in and threaten the h2 pawn here. All right. That's fine. We'll just retreat. We'll continue to block these squares. Okay, so nice move from our opponent. Okay, so we'll just reposition the knight, doing a little bit of a dance. We might consider playing f6 here. Just taking a look at the squares here for the knight to go to. Okay, so now we're back to a similar position. I think we might look to bring the rook over to f8. Okay, so we're going to just attack. We will prevent, obviously, this from happening. We've got the f7 pawn held down. Okay, so check from our opponent. Now, is there a sack here? I think there could be, so we'll just go king to h8. So we want to hold down this pawn, obviously. Now, do we have any type of move in here where we can trap that rook? You know what, let's just continue to play quicker. So what we'll do is just hold this down. Again, we don't want to really let that knight in there. Okay. So I think that this is the move, so we'll bring the knight in and attack. Okay, so I think what we'll do is just bring the knight over here. If he pushes, I think we will go knight takes. Okay, so we'll go back. If this rook ever moves, we might have... Okay, I'm not sure what he's planning here. I don't know if we can really leave the defense of this either. Let's just go for it. Okay, so if we go sacks, I'm not sure that there's anything there. Well, I think we potentially just dropped a queen there, but yeah, and we just went on time. Yeah, not the best win, but you know what? We'll definitely take what we can get. So I think if we would have taken, we probably just would have been getting mated, but yeah, I think for the sake of keeping things interesting, we just kind of wound up sacking a pawn, trying to keep things open. I think if we would have not done that, we probably could have just kept things really even and just gone for a draw, but there really wouldn't be a whole lot of fun in that. So let's just take a quick look at the review here. I think all this is pretty standard. Just shuffling around, getting our pieces. So it didn't like this. And so this is exactly the inflection point that I said, right? So we're just going to give up a pawn, but try and keep things interesting. Let's see what... whoops. Okay, let's see what it thinks the best move would have been in this situation. Okay. So just go out to a5. I'm assuming we'll potentially target, yeah, c4. I mean, that seems kind of scary to me, but yeah, I guess maybe it's not that big of a deal, right? Do we just take here? Take, for example, and then have some pressure on the e-file? Tough to say, but hey, you know what? We made the move just to keep things a little bit spicy. Opponent was playing slow. So, okay, so it didn't like this. Let's see what would have been better. Okay, so instead of attacking, looks like we should have just come back. We didn't do that. Yeah, I could tell they were definitely getting an advantage here. But again, their clock was running slow, and it's not quite as easy as one may have thought anyway, until certainly towards the very end. Yeah, it was really just moving around. It says we could have just won a pawn. Let's see. Okay. Hmm. Yeah, I mean, we definitely looked at playing f6 quite a bit to kick the knight out. It was definitely applying pressure, but I felt like maybe it was a little bit more weakening. Um, okay, wow. So forced mate here, um, which I didn't see. Let's see that. Wow, beautiful. That is a lovely tactical sequence. Um, yeah, again, here I was just making some moves. Um, and yeah, so obviously that sack was super sound. If I would have taken, I would have just given way to checkmate. So of course we weren't going to do that. We were going to look to just continue to melt a bunch of time off the clock. Yeah, not the best way to win, but hey, you know what? It puts us back over 1600, and we probably could have played for a draw if we wanted. I think it's just more fun to play a little bit more unsound and at least get some chances for an attack, even if yeah, really all it does is give my opponent at least I'm sure a 1 to 1.25 pawn advantage. In fact, I can tell you probably exactly how much. Yeah, so 1.1. So not only is it just the pawn, which they will have won there, but essentially it's a 0.10 for positional as well. So that's what we got today. Thanks everyone for watching. I'll see you tomorrow.